So maybe somebody can explain this to me, but what I really find annoying is these people that supposedly, well, they support Trump, like Dan Bongino and those types, who Trump did several phone interviews today. One was with Dan Bongino, and Dan Bongino had said, when you get into the White House in 2025, please tell me within the first 100 minutes you're going to fire all these people. And I'm thinking, what? What are you talking about in 2025? Like, did the Durham report not make it clear that these were former presidents that went after a sitting president even before he was elected, trying to mess with him? So you think 2020 was legit? So knowing 2020 wasn't legit, do you see what these reporters are trying to do? We'll just move on from there. No, you don't do that. That's what's bothered me about this whole moving on from 2020. And is because, and then going and vote. Even if I support Trump, but I won't be voting in 2024. I won't. Now, if nothing's been done, then what's the point? Like, I think it's God trying to say, are you going to keep doing the same thing? I know people, but people will put man before God. They will, and they'll go vote. But I think that 2020 was a big test of that. Not 2020, I'm sorry. The midterms. I think 2020 was actually showing you that you shouldn't keep doing it. That was my opinion, that the message God was trying to send was that don't, now that you know what they did in 2020, continue to go and play in their game. Because playing in their game means you're accepting their rules. But then a bunch of people carried on about a red tsunami in the midterms. Remember? Yeah, red tsunami. And I thought, oh, this is, they're doing this to get you to buy into the game, to take part in the game. And then by you taking part in it, then they can play the game on you. Because after 20, I don't understand why anybody bothered to go vote in the midterms, unless I'm talking about the people that are awake. But see, then it confused people, right? Because Trump said, oh, go vote for this person. And people thought, well, yeah, this is what we have. And everybody's been so conditioned to that that's what you do. And it's like, has that worked out at all? No, it hasn't. Nobody's been arrested. Maybe some seats have changed and some people have shifted, but nobody's been arrested. Nobody's gone to jail. Nobody's been in handcuffs. I mean, Trump was arrested, right? Or had charges pressed against him, yeah. So who's really in control? I'm not trying to be a downer here. My point is that given that the Durham report came out, then why isn't every media source saying that no, 2020 was totally illegitimate because they interfered in an election? At the very least, they did that for sure by going after him. The whole 4 years they went after him, trying to discredit him in every way. They interfered within an election just by doing that. So, and given that it was former presidents that were involved in all that lie and that hoax and that corruption, then it totally makes 2020, not that we didn't know this already, an illegitimate election. I mean, a ton of people that are awake know that because it was obvious. I mean, leading up to the election, all the dumpsters, all over Twitter, people were posting all the ballots in dumpsters that had Trump's name on them, that alone. And it just was obvious. There's no way that Biden got more votes than Obama. That was a big mistake on their part. And because you just look at the rallies and you could tell that there was no way that Biden would have, Biden, better yet, got more votes than Obama. But, so I'm not really sure why media, well, we know because they're corrupt, but why are they saying, oh, we hope when you get in 2025? So that means they're still trying to get the American people to move on from 2020. That's disturbing. So they want to get people fixated on 2020. And I get that Trump said, we're going to get him into, and I don't always understand why he does what he does. So I'm not even going to try to understand that. I really am not. I mean, because really he's obviously a smart man, has common sense. So why when there was an election stolen would he encourage people to go vote? So it just makes me wonder: is it God trying to tell us something like, please don't keep please don't keep playing in the occult game? So everybody in media, that either they're supposedly on your side and they want you to just look forward to 2025. That's what makes it shitty. Like with DeSantis, wanting to run, or any of these people, Nikki Haley. It's like all you people know that he was robbed of 2020. So it just shows what low lifes you are. It does. It shows you have no character. But then most politicians, I don't think have character or have any moral compass. That is. But yeah, I don't know why they're not screaming about how the Durham report alone makes the 2020 results illegitimate, and we already knew they are. That just confirms it even more. So why aren't people like Dan Bongino and those saying, no, you need to demand that 2020 be overturned? Well, they would probably say, well, we can't make the justice system. Well, the justice system is never going to investigate itself. I mean, if it does, it won't be, legit, because none of them are legit. And then, people get excited, just a side note here, when they see like an FBI raided Chuck Schumer, and it's like, oh, please. There's no one in the FBI I trust, not any of them, none of them. Because anybody's still there, I said before, you have to question why they're still there. Yeah, I think they throw those out, so you'd be like, yeah, they're going to get what? Yeah, who? They're probably, raiding the place to get rid of all their criminal evidence against them and the pedophiles that they protect. So I wouldn't get all excited when the FBI does anything. Really, it's nothing to get excited about. But they want to make you think like, oh yeah, there's some people in it that are legit. Sure there is. Just not buying it. Yeah, no, done. I'm done buying into all this bullshit. So it's almost like they give you this Durham report because they know nothing will happen to them. So it's a way to just kind of rub it in our face. Like, yep, we did all this stuff to the guy you support and nothing will come of it. That's what it's starting to seem like, isn't it? Because then you think it's a win, but it's really not because nobody does anything. But they'll get on the news and carry on about it. And it's like, yeah, like there was major crimes committed here and you people are just on the news talking about it. You Congress people are just doing hearings and talking to people about it. Nobody is doing anything about it. And everybody wants the American people to move on from 2020 and just focus on 2025. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We can't have a legit country or an honest country by moving on to 2025. You realize that, right? You can't. I don't care how much Trump tells everybody to go out and vote. You can't. Because it's being dishonest then. I'm not saying he's being dishonest. What I'm trying to say is that it's expecting to go and do something in a system that didn't repair what was already done, that was corrupt. Yeah, I guess you could throw a Hail Mary out there if you want, although I don't say the Hail Mary, not anymore, not for years. But if you were one of those Hail Mary throwers, you could throw a Hail Mary and hope that, but I don't think that God will help in that sense, because what God would want is for the 2020 crime that happened in 2020 to be addressed. So if it's not addressed, then I think that God would want you to do the opposite, and that's don't take part in wickedness. Doesn't God say that in the Bible? Don't take part in wickedness.